Howdy guys, harvest has begun. Got the combine running. Got the corn head all hooked up. I reckon we'll fire up the 8R and I think we're heading down the road. You guys may be wondering, there's like corn right there. Why aren't y'all selling that? But actually where we had the combine and everything parked, it is a little bit too wet here. As you guys can see, it's still kind of green right over there, but we will be back. Well, I think we've got a flat-ish tire on one of the duals, so he's gonna pull the service truck up to where we can get the air and everything on it. Fill up the tire a little bit before we head down the road. Air is on. He said it's a slow leak, so I guess that's good. While Dad's pumping up the air on the tires, I think I'm gonna try to clean these off because they're pretty filthy before we go down the road. That way everyone can see the hazards and everything. I don't need a ladder. Oops. Gonna need a little bit of a cab overhaul. Shoo! Hasn't been too long since we've been in the old grain cart and combine and everything. We actually had a wheat harvest just let's see, 2-3 months ago, back in June, July-ish. So we've got the auger down in storage position mode. Everything else looks good. Safety chains hooked up. Hydraulics hooked up. The only thing we have to do is double check, make sure the hazards work on the tractor and grain cart and everything, and we should be ready to go on the road. Two-wheel drive. Hazards should be on. I can't see them from here. Let's double check real quick. Well, the back one on the grain cart isn't flashing. Other than that, we should be good. Well, I guess it's my turn.
Oh, what we gonna do with that? Have to try cleaning it when we get to the shop, but he at least needs to get one light blinking.
Anyway, what they were saying was neither light on the grain cart is flashing. I checked and that left one wasn't flashing, and I saw in the mirror the right one isn't flashing either. So I think we're gonna stop up here and see if we can wiggle the connector until we can clean it up here at the shop. No, neither of them are working. Well, we were just looking at the connector on the grain cart and none of the lights are working and Dad is wiggling on it, and I go back there and look, and I don't know if it fell out or what, but every single wire out of the connector is pulled out. So it's just completely disconnected from the tractor. Trying to find a small pocket screwdriver so we can see if we can do anything with it. There we go. Turns out our whole connection issue was actually inside the connector. All good to go. Well, that fixes that. Guess I'll meet you guys down at the field. Well, we made it. I just parked the tractor right here. Looks like we've got to set up the combine and tractor and everything with all the corn and soybean information. Basically just loading everything onto the computer and everything inside of the combine. That works good. Well, as you guys can see, it's a couple days later. Got a different shirt on. The tractor's fired up. The corn's looking nice and crispy. Everything's ready to be shelled. Dad's actually down here at the end of the road in the combine. Right after I rolled over the tarp the other day, instant rain. So there he goes. Harvest has officially begun. What does it say it's yielding?
200. Except I got 7,282 pounds and you got 8,080.
So that means that it's more than 200?
Yeah, because it says on here all I got was 7,282.
I didn't zero it either though, so it's probably a little bit off.
Come over here and hook this wire up for the header, the gearing off header thing, because it won't work.
Well, I just unplugged that and plugged it back up just for the head and everything, so hopefully that helps whatever wasn't working. Looks like he's moving again in the combine, so I guess I better follow him around if the corn's doing 200 or over, so. Better put it in four-wheel drive. We're gonna end up trying to go over a hill over here or something and spin out and go flying backwards. Well, we're having problems after problems. This sensor over here on the combine head is hung up. Kind of got caught on this piece of metal right here. But anyway, we're on our first round right now. I'm already feeling like it's snack time. I mean, it's been like 5 minutes, but it's something to do with being in this tractor. It's pretty much always time for snacks. But it seems like everything's going good, and I guess we're just gonna keep rolling.
Quick, go down there and get the moisture checker.
Does it matter which one?
No, they both check the same. This is saying 18%.
Oh, you want to get the
I
moisture
got
checker.
two viewers. Who's the other one, Dan?
Must be. He must be in the waiting room for surgery or something. So we're heading down there now. We're gonna stick the moisture checker in the back of the grain cart, grab a couple samples, see what the moisture is. Let's go get the moisture checker. So we're actually at our main farm right now. Definitely not the biggest farm by any means. I think there's like 21 acres here total. But this is where we got the shop. Keep the old cars. We've got the grain bins and everything. Moisture checker. And the moisture checker, so. Guess we'll hop over in the back of the grain cart and check some corn. Ouch. Well, that was a failed attempt, and I had a pinky cramp. Well, that looks good and greased. That's good. I greased the tractor, but I guess Dad greased at the auger up here. I might be able to reach it without hopping in. %. Let's get one more, and this should be a pretty good average, especially with the combine already have moisture checker and everything too. Test number 2. 17.2. So yeah, we're anywhere from 17% to 18%. Shoo. Now I just gotta get back out of here. There he goes. Not even full yet. I have plenty of time. Hey, can you get a couple videos if you get a chance?
Ain't no auto steer in this field.
Yeah, I bet. And I really don't have auto
You'll be able to
steer.
get a short one.
You see, be able to get a short one. All right. That's a lot of corn. Will what's left back there fit on here?
Probably, and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do, I reckon.
Alright. At the moment, I'm just sitting here waiting. Dad just dumped on me, and he is going to get like a few rows that need to wake up. We need to put the last little bits on here, and then we got the grain bins right up here, so it's not like we gotta haul it far. But today it's just Dad and I working. My grandpa's actually getting surgery, so Dad saw on the field view that one of the remote viewers was me, and one of the remote viewers was my grandpa, I guess. So anyway, we're trying to figure out if we can haul it. We think it's probably a little bit too wet, but we can just take it in the bins right here. But you know, just trying to figure out who's gonna do it since Dad and I are here, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I guess we're gonna find out what he's planning on doing here in a second. The way he parked and everything looks like he's got some kind of plan. But anyway, that's one field harvested. Dad just got the elevator tractor fired up. We moved the where you dump into the elevator at. Now I gotta climb the bin and open the top. There you go. Like he's gonna back right up here and make sure the hopper's in the right place and everything, and this board, which kind of helps him line up the wheels and everything. He can see it right in the mirror. Good old one brake light. I mean, reverse light. Whoops. Well, I'm gonna have to move it over just a hair that way. Well, that's all of it. Definitely got a good few inches for sure. Well, Dad's hopping back in the combine. I'm hopping back in the tractor. Trying to figure out what I'm saying today. Anyway, so I talked to him, and the game plan is I'm gonna back this over. We already moved the dump truck over to where the elevator's at. I'm just gonna pull up right beside it and dump on the truck. And then he was instructing me on how to dump into the hopper and everything like that. And so I guess you guys are gonna come along with me, and I'm gonna dump the truck into the bin. So we'll see how it goes. Dad said it'd take like 10 or 15 minutes, hopefully. And yeah, he's gonna shell a little field right now, and so that's the plan.
If you put all that on that truck, it ain't gonna raise up, just so you know.
Alright, I don't think I'll be able to fit all of it on there, but
Just leave the front hole empty. Just start loading at the second hole and go back, and then you're gonna have to dump again anyway.
well, here goes. First load on the dump truck in a year. Well, that's a load. Let's hop out of here and get in the dump truck. First off, we do have to turn on the spreader over here just to make sure everything is spread evenly inside the bin. Should be good to go. Hop right in here. We gotta let the pony down on this truck, this third axle right here. Well, now that that's down, we're hopping here, pushing the clutch, wait for the transmission to stop turning. Put that PTO in. We're gonna go over here and turn this on. Then we're gonna raise this up. Right there, I think it's good for now. Not gonna get too adventurous on my first time. Hop over here, hop on the tractor, turn on the PTO, get the RPMs a little bit higher, and should be good to go. gas all the way up. There we go. The elevator's empty, the truck is empty. It's still dribbling a little bit. Usually they clean this out inside of here, but we are not going anywhere. I don't think it's anything but, you know, maybe 100, 150 pounds. There we go. Looks like we're ready to rock and roll. Guys, don't try this at home. There we go. Hop back in the grain cart. Well, shut the dump truck door. I turned that off. Body's down. We can leave the pony down. Truck's still running. Good to go.
It ain't too hard, is it?
No, that's not bad.
When you dump, get the checker and see what it says.
Next time I dump.
Yeah, at the truck, you can check it while it's running out.
Right. At least I can get the moisture checker while we're dumping over there at the dump truck and check what this field's doing. Meanwhile, he's loading another load of grain into the grain cart. We've only got a couple more passes over here. This is just a small field. And then we've got one more right on the other side of this building. I guess while I'm waiting to get a little bit more, I probably need 10,000 pounds or so. Might as well eat some lunch. Today on the menu, we've got a half-eaten bag of Cheez-Its, turkey sandwich, strawberries, some cookies. I don't think I'm gonna eat all this. I might have some leftovers. And Spindrift sparkling water. Not sponsored, by the way. They're just really good with real squeezed fruit. Yes, sir. I figure it's better than a soda. It tastes better than a soda, in my opinion. I might have some haters for that, but it's pretty good. So I just talked to Dad over the radio, and he said to go ahead and dump this load. In situations like this, it's nice when the auger has that angle on it and everything. Some of them are just straight at the end, and you got to get the exact right distance away from the truck. But I'm a hair too far away, but it's all good. Anyway, the plan is to dump the second load right now, and then we're going to run the moisture tester like 3 or 4 times throughout the load, get an average of what the moisture is just to see how everything's coming along. Hoping it's not too wet. The combine's reading kind of wet, and we don't have a grain dryer, so. Whew. Almost lost it all. Anyway, I'm pretty positive I left the spreader on, so double check that. Make sure that's still on. Yep. Okay, hopefully raise this up as long as the front's not too heavy. First I gotta put in this PTO, I forgot. There we go. Noisy out here, but let's go grab the moisture tester. Well, that's still running a little bit, but Harry's actually right down there. He's coming in that cross now. He's gonna finish up the dump truck he just got here. It's my great uncle. Anyway, while he finishes that up, I'm gonna head over back to Dad and hopefully get another load. And then here shortly we'll be done with this 20 acres. Well, more like 10 or 12. We've actually got a test plot right over here, which essentially tests, different varieties of corn and everything, different brands, and see which one does the best. And you get free seed out of the deal most times. So I think we're gonna have a guy come down tomorrow and help us out with that. So once we finish this, then we will do that tomorrow. Back in four-wheel drive, combine's sitting over here now with the auger and flashing lights and everything. So. So it's looking like we're gonna have a little bit under 30,000 pounds, and that red GMC Brigadier that we were just using, that dump truck, holds at least 40,000, so it doesn't look like we'll have any much more than a load, even if we do go over here and open up this field over there. Anyway, that's the first 10 acres in the books. Well, I think we're gonna go over here and do the plot like Dad said, but he said none of the records are in our... Usually I'd have an iPad in here.
Shows it on my phone, so I guess I figured out.
Okay. Usually we look at the records and everything to see what variety and everything.
It must not be downloaded or something.
Yes, anyway, especially with that being a plot, it wouldn't be as big of a deal if we didn't know the varieties, but he's got to make sure he only cuts the outside rounds and not the straight rows and everything, which have all the different varieties that we're going to be weighing with our weigh wagon, which is right over here.
You want to dump that on the truck?
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, so I think I'm going to dump this on the truck, and then when he opens up this other field, we'll get the little bit that's left over. But anyway, the game plan is we're heading over to dump. It looks like 28,000 pounds onto the dump truck right now. Well, I don't think I got it on video, but there he is dumping. I just finished what load I had, and Dad just came over here and he just cut into this field. I think he's probably working right now to figure out what variety he needs to cut and everything, where he needs to be at. So I'm just gonna sit right here and wait for him to go back by. Dad's gonna start cutting to the plot. He's gotta figure out where the flags are. Here's some green ones with a cricket. Well, we finished this small piece right back here. Pop-Up and Dad actually just got in the combine. Pop-Up got back from his surgery and everything, so that went well. He's been gone most of the morning, but he's here just for the last few passes, and then we'll finish this plot right here tomorrow. You want me to go ahead and dump this now?
Yeah, you have to.
Anyway, we're heading back to the truck. We've got, looks like 44,000 pounds, so I believe he's got like a pass and a half right here, but he got everything over on the back side of the plot and over on the right side, so he is almost done. So we'll only have probably about a half a load once I unload this and whatever he shelves right here. Well, I just finished up everything in the grain cart. Dad's doing the last little bit right now, but I think that's be about it for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the first day of harvest, and I'll see you guys in the next one.